Hi guys, welcome to the Vlad Catcher Show, the #1 show for founders, executives, and entrepreneurs who are growing their businesses. We got $2.5 million with us, and each of these things you see is $100,000. 1.2 million, $1.2 million. And in this video, we're going to talk about something really, really important. We're going to talk about the 5 ways to improve your software development process. Now, every entrepreneur out there, every one of you, who has a tech company or who's building a tech company or scaling a tech company, this vlog will help you make it more successful because of these 5 tips. Number 1, you have to make the people accountable. What I mean by that is you have an engineering team, right? The way to ship code fast is by making the engineering team accountable for their results. The way I do this is I always get the leader, right? Whoever's in charge of engineering, get the leader of engineering, whoever you have, the VP, or if you're a smaller company, you might just have your CTO. Get the CTO to email everybody and say, hey guys, here's the sprint, and I will achieve the sprint by this date. And also put it on the board, right? Physically get them to write on the board. The key is they have to do it. If you say they'll do it, that doesn't work, right? Every time I said an employee will achieve something, I've always failed. But when the employee said it, they always achieve it. Listen, people want to feel good. People want to look good in front of their peers. People will literally work way harder to achieve something they said they'll do instead of us saying they'll do. So get the engineering leader to announce to the team what they'll achieve and by when via email, and also get them right in the office, and then they'll achieve it and they'll ship the code much faster. Number 2, make sure you have a leader on your engineering team. Now, I can't stress this enough. So I used to have 5 engineers. Meaning I had 5 really, really smart engineers. That's what I actually had. 5 devs. They're amazing guys and they were very bright, but nobody was in charge. Nobody was in charge to make sure the whole thing works. And whenever you have a team without a leader, it just doesn't work. It just does not work. I struggled so much. Everything was always wrong. Nothing was fully looped up. Nothing was fully working. So make sure, no matter what you do, put one person in charge of the unit and say, hey, and make sure it's known that you are in charge of this unit and to make sure this unit is successful, because then it'll work. 3, have 1 to 2 week sprints. Now, having weekly sprints is the key to success, guys. As a small company, as a startup, right, as you're growing, what is your leverage over big companies? Like, what can you do that a big company can't do? Agility, speed, right? You can ship code and make changes to your code way faster than a big company can. So have weekly sprints. An example I want you to remember here is, imagine if you do weekly sprints, right? You make you push code once a week. Once a week, you build some new feature that should make you more money. That means you'll do 52 experiments because there are 52 weeks in a year. Your competitor, let's say they do twice a month. Bi-weekly instead of weekly. They're going to do half of the experiments that you do. That means over time, you're going to learn way more than your competitors. And if you learn more than your competitors, if you ship more code than your competitors, you'll be more successful than your competitors. Before we go any further, I'd like to briefly say that this video is sponsored by LaunchDarkly.com. Now guys, we get the best sponsors on this YouTube channel, the types of sponsors that help you grow your businesses. Now today's sponsor, LaunchDarkly, is a must for any company that ships software. If you ship software, LaunchDarkly is going to make your life much, much easier and make your business more successful. So what they do is they allow you to release features without deploying them. What I mean by that is, let's say you built a really cool feature. You built a really useful new feature. You can roll that out just to 10% of your users and see how they respond, right? You're gathering really important data. Do people need this feature? Are they using this feature? Did everything go smoothly? And that's in the production, in your live code to the end user in production. That's really powerful. Or you can release it just to, let's say, your sales team or your marketing team. And then once it's successful, you can release the feature all the way to 100% of the users. And guess what? If something goes wrong and you release this feature, you have a button in your Launch Darkly dashboard that you click that button and everything goes back. You're exactly where you were. So this way you don't have those sleepless nights. Did something go wrong? Should the engineer fix it? You could be at peace with your code working. So click the link below, sign up for LaunchDarkly.com, which is a must for any company that ships software. Number 4, make sure the dev team or the leader fully understands what you're building and why. Guys, One of the biggest problems in engineering is that the dev team doesn't fully understand what they're building and they'll build something wrong. We've all faced this issue, right? This is one of the biggest problems of communication and explaining to the engineers what to build. So you have to make sure that the dev team and the leader fully understand what you're building. So here's how I do it. I'll bring in all the engineers and all of them, the leader and all the engineers. And I'll say, okay, guys, here's the sprint. Everyone has it. Let's go through it. And then I read through the sprint and I explain two things. One, what we're building, and two, why we're building it. Many people forget the why. They'll just say, build me these 10 things, but they'll forget to say, why are you building this feature? Trust me on this. When an engineer understands why he's doing that feature, he'll build you the right thing in the right way than if he doesn't. And after I go through once, I get the dev team to do this once themselves. So I'll say, okay, so tell me. I'll tell the engineer. So tell me, what is this first feature we're building? How does it work? And why are we building it? And that way each engineer will go through my sprint. So this way, not only I explained it and the why, but each engineer then kind of taught us what they're doing and why point by point. And I do this once, right? So I go through once and they go through once. Now, I don't mean that each engineer will go through the whole sprint. I mean, here's my sprint and I'll do point by point next engineer. So I highly recommend ship code this way, because if you do, what are we building and why we're building it, and get them to explain it, they're going to be very clear on it, and you will avoid one of the biggest problems in engineering, which is dev team did not understand what exactly to build. Point number 5, push for focused work. You know, one of the worst things to have is unfocused team members. When you see a person checking their phone or answering their phone in the middle of coding or working, that is not a focused employee. I highly recommend to take whatever phone or whoever's working, right? Turn off the phone, put it in the laptop. Put it in the book bag. The key is you have to put it out of your sight, not to check email, not to have your phone, completely be immersed in the task you're doing, because the work is going to be way, way better and way more efficient and way better than if you're distracted. Now, I want you to remember this study. So think about this. P. Bergman published a study in the Harvard Business Review. And here's what they found, that multitasking leads to as much as 40% drop in productivity. So imagine then you have your employees, they have their phone on their desk, and every time a text or a message or a notification comes, they'll stop doing what they're doing and they're going to check their phone. That's the worst, right? That is not how you create flow, right? Flow is when you're working and you're doing what you love and you're creating magic. I recommend set a culture of focused work. Set a culture of, listen, when we're here to, let's say for this 9 hours to work, we plug in and we do magic. And our goal is to every week be more successful than we were last week. To recommend to put away the phone, recommend to not check email. If you do check email, check it once a day for 10 minutes. Once a day, 10 minutes, answer, and then leave it. Remove all notification, remove all browser, because this way you'll get way more done. So imagine if your employee, like the study said, is 40% less productive. That means half of the week, your employee is wasting time, because when an employee stops and checks something, it's not just the 10 minutes. It's the whole flow he lost. So he might have actually lost 30 minutes of productive time. So set a culture of productivity. So guys, I also have a present for you. You can text me personally on my phone number and I'll reply to you and help you with your business. Now, my phone number, make sure to text me on WhatsApp, not my text message, because on WhatsApp, I'll reply to you video. It's much easier for me to reply to you video than texting, right? And plus this way you get a video from me answering your business question. Now, text me on WhatsApp to +1 720 431 2577, and I will reply to every single person who texts me. Everybody. You text me, your friends text me, no matter who texts me on WhatsApp, I will reply to you video and I'll answer your business question. Now remember, you got to do it before May 14th. After May 14th, I will not be able to do it. So make sure to hit the share button. You see that share button? Don't be stingy. Hit that share button. Spread the video to more people. Why? Because my phone number's here. Why would you want to deprive your friends of getting meaningful advice from me? Don't be stingy. Hit the share button. If you enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button so that way you don't miss my future videos about entrepreneurship and scaling startups. And I have a little quote to kind of get you a little inspired. And the quote I have for you is this. It's by Thomas Edison. Now think about this quote. Genius is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. I love this quote because one of the smartest people who's ever lived, right? He invented so much. He's done so much. Thomas Edison says that genius is 99% hard work and only 1% our natural talent. I think that's inspiring because that means you, me, whoever's the entrepreneur, whoever is building their businesses, if you work really hard, if you persevere, we can all build really big companies and achieve the meaning that we seek and the profits that we seek. Now, I hope you enjoyed this video. I again want to say thank you to launchdarkly.com for sponsoring this video. This is an incredible tool if you're building software. So if you're building any tech product, if you have a tech product, sign up for launchdarkly.com because they're going to make your startup a lot more successful. You will be able to test your features in production without deploying them. That means you have a feature. You use Launch Darkly, you released it, but you didn't release it to every user. You can gradually release to see how people respond to your features, and you can turn it off. You can roll it back with a button. That means if something goes wrong in your code, right? Something goes wrong in the product, press a button, it's rolled back, the feature's gone. So launchdarkly.com is a must for any team who is building software. Click the link below, sign up, make your startup more successful. Thank you guys for watching, and see you soon.